Okay, says I'm live. This morning I woke up after these days, like I'm getting 10, 11 hours of sleep a night. And I just wake up not feeling rested. It's really frustrating. I never feel like I've gotten enough sleep, like I've gotten enough rest. And I don't know what's at the bottom of it, if there's anything at the bottom of it. Maybe it's just something, maybe it's a phase. You know, the chronic pain. It's like I only wake up one time in the night. I'm getting at least like 2 full cycles in, but I'm just always dragging ass, and it's frustrating. And this is frustrating as anything could be. This is maybe the most frustrated I've ever been trying to learn anything musical. Anyway, I got up this morning and I saw, shout out to my musical success journey, and he had a message like, things come up, life's hard, there's worries, there's anxieties, there's things that get in the way, other important things that you have to attend to, and but the overall message was don't give up, keep going, you're not alone, kind of thing. And then I got a comment from my buddy Josh down in Australia, and this is enough to inspire me to get off my ass and do another stream, little update, pay it forward, I guess. Maybe somebody will see this, and I don't feel like doing this. I'm so frustrated. It's really hard to keep pushing ahead with it, but that's what I'm doing. Just one foot in front of the other, and it sucks, and this is what it is. But again, like paying it forward, maybe somebody else will see this, and I better pick myself up and dust myself off and take another step. That's what it's all about, right? Even though the energy's not all there and the mood is, I don't know. Anyway, this is what I call a sandbox project. And a sandbox project is basically I just sit down with the DAW, and I'll dial up like a VST instrument, a percussion instrument, and just make a beat, and maybe do something with it that's a little bit unusual or out of the ordinary for me, and I don't know, add another part, see what comes of it. Just like I try to be like a kid playing in a sandbox without any particular aim or goal or ambition or anything like that. That's how, like one of my favorite things that I've done, called Ballad of a Hungry Ghost. It started off as a sandbox project. And so this is a sandbox project, and I called it, working title, Unearthed from Pressure. And I've got some lyrics sort of swimming around in the back of my head, but Josh, when he heard, when he saw the last drum practice live stream that I did on this, and he said, "Oh, it sounds subterranean," and I was like, "Yeah, working title is Unearthed from Pressure. You know, great minds, ha ha ha. And Josh is like, yeah. So, Unearthed from Pressure. And, you know, it's basically the same, I don't know exactly, it's in E minor. It goes from like an E minor to an E minor 9 to, I think a C minor 7 something to a B major 7, no third, I think is the chord progression. And it repeats. So I was thinking what I might do is like for each cycle do a different drum pattern. Like it's the same loop throughout the song in terms of the drum loop. But in terms of my live drum part, you know, start out with pretty much a straight 4 on the floor. It's 4/4 time, 90 beats per minute, and then just maybe like gradually, you know, like the second chord cycle, just sort of evolve the pattern a little bit, and then gradually like open it up to where by the end of it I'm doing something kind of like, to me, unexpected, something I would never expect to be doing, and you know, learn something in the process, develop some drumming skills in the process. That's the idea. So still a sandbox project. But this is sandboxing is one thing that I do sometimes to get myself out of a rut, to find some inspiration, to, I don't know, maybe I put some undue pressure on myself. Just take off that pressure and be free, you know. But this has also been immensely frustrating, partly because of the latency issue, which I've been trying to strike a balance between finding a workaround, but also maybe learning how to deal with it and play through it. Josh mentioned in an email that paraphrasing, that you can kind of learn to play through it, as it were. Okay, so my hope in this stream is to track the first drum pattern, the first drum part, which is the simple, straight, pretty much straightforward 4 on the floor. But I'm having a hell of a time even doing that. But if I can manage to do that, it's only a few bars. If I can manage to do that, then maybe I'll turn my attention to the second drum pattern, which might actually end up being like the 3rd or 4th or 5th, because it's a little bit more different from the first pattern than I have in mind. But and so I've got another pattern that I recorded in OBS before I started this stream, and if I get to that, I'll pull up that recording, and because I've forgotten it already. It's the way my poor booze-addled brain works. So yeah, there is what you're hearing right now is I've got the kit piped into my audio interface through the instrument cable into the audio interface, same as I would a guitar, and then the audio interface, which is over 20 years old, M-Audio black box, USB in, and there is just like a little bit over 10 milliseconds of latency. It's enough to be slightly annoying. But I do hit zones where I can kind of power through it. But it requires more powers of concentration that for more extended periods of time than I currently have. But I'm having trouble just like getting the intro. It's like just you can probably if you've done this before, you can probably detect the latency right off the bat. It's very slight. So, I'm just gonna do a playthrough and see if I can get anywhere close. I missed it. I'm always late. Always late on it. Already out of time. And the thing is, I don't know if I'm behind or ahead of it. I don't know if it's just my brain. I don't know if it's something that'll improve, but sometimes I don't even know whether I'm behind or ahead. I just know that I'm not in time. Sounds like it might be a little bit closer, but it just still doesn't feel right. That was better than the first try, but I'm thinking, you know, maybe if I could get the metronome a little bit louder. I don't know. I've got the. This is at 90 beats per minute. This is the metronome in my drum kit, and. I've practiced this for days, and why I think that there's just a tiny bit of annoying latency when I plug the headphones straight into the headphone jack in this thing. You know, I'm right on time with that metronome. I've been practicing it for days. I'm at 90 beats per minute. I've wired that circuit, and I'm locked into it. But as soon as I run it through the audio interface into OBS and then back through the headphones, it becomes difficult. So I don't know. One thing I'm going to try to do is it's just an idea to see if it helps, but I'm going to go into my metronome bus here, and let's see, console, very laggy today. So metronome bus, I'm going to put in this plug-in, which is a transient shaper, just to give the metronome more punch on the transients. And let me see. Why do I have notes in my oh, that's right. Okay, so yeah, it's clipping, but whatever. I'm not tracking yet. That's just the it's the metronome clipping. But okay, so now I'm just gonna mute I'm gonna mute everything except for the metronome. Whoops. Yeah, including the drum loop. See, is my timing really that bad? It's, I think, objectively not that bad when I'm just practicing with the kit all by itself, headphone coming straight out of the kit, I don't think it's that bad. So that logically that tells me, and I've been at this for days, I can only logically conclude that it's a tiny bit of latency that's throwing me off, and it's just going to take how many hundreds, how many thousands of hours of grinding away at it before it clicks, you know? And it's really frustrating. But first world problems, right? Okay. Okay, so now I'm just going to try, I'm going to try my workaround method of turning it all the way down, turning the kit all the way down, my reference kit through the audio interface, and just drumming on the table basically, and see if I can. I mean, I like to, especially whenever I get frustrated, I like to break things down into really short-term goals, very short-term achievable goals. Even if they're tiny, tiny little steps, it's like, I mean, it's a trick that you play on your brain. There's some level of your brain that doesn't care how tiny it is. An achievement is an achievement. You know, a level unlock is a level unlock, and it releases a little bit of dopamine, or I think it's what it is dopamine. So if I could just like get a take that just this first chord cycle, the most basic drum pattern, if I could get a take that I'm more or less happy with, that I don't have to quantize the shit, then I'll feel a little bit better about this, and I'll feel like I accomplished something. But that's a big if. So, see, at least, you know, I'm only hearing the ticky-tock of the sticks on the kit, but it's zero latency. And, you know, the only delay is the time the sound takes to travel from the pad to my ear, you know, roughly 18 inches. So, I mean, Wonder Kid, hi, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for saying hi. I am struggling to learn how to play drum kit, and kind of struggling in general. And I saw some of my friends on YouTube also dealing with stuff and just powering through it, and it inspired me to keep powering through it. So this is my attempt to pay it forward. So thanks for stopping by, Wonder Kid. I'm going to try tracking a few bars of this very basic drum pattern without any input monitoring. I'm not hearing any drum sounds. All I'm hearing is that. Because I have, again, I'm still learning how to play. I'm developing basic skills, and latency, or the tiny delay between hitting a drum and hearing the sample back, is making it harder than it would otherwise be. So I'm going to try tracking. This is a song that goes through the same chord cycle several times, and I'm thinking of like just doing a different drum pattern for each chord cycle. So I'm going to give it a try here. Let me see. Track 4 is armed for recording. This is my MIDI track. And here we go. Messed up already. Try again. Messed up again. Try it again. That might be a tape. Now we find out if there's any. We find out if I did hit on time and it's a reasonably good take. Do I need to nudge the MIDI track left or right? We find out about that. So I'm going to take the metronome off for playback. Take a look at my piano roll. Looks reasonably good. Let's find out. Whoops. Need to unmute the drum VST. SI drum kit. Make sure that's on. That's on. All right. Okay. Getting there. I definitely am able to track better without any monitoring input. Some hits were out of time, and I missed an open hi-hat right at the end of the pattern. So I'm going to try again. And let me see. Oh, I've got to mute. See, I got to mute my VST instrument. The latency is really bad on that. Of course, it's worse on some days than others. Really, not good today. Mute. Try it again. to listen back though. I know the little mistakes that I made. Okay. Right at the end of the pattern, and I'm not sure why, but if everything else is okay, then I'm willing to compromise. I'll just fucking edit that. Why do I hit every single time? I don't know. Okay. Unmute. Thanks for the devil horns. And welcome to my stream. This is where I show my failures and frustrations to everybody else, hopefully to inspire someone who's also going through failures and frustrations. Keep going. Right, so thank you for the kind emoji there. I think like that's a reasonably good take. That's as good as I could have hoped for this morning. Now I'm going to go to the I've already forgotten the next pattern, so I'm going to go and a little interlude here. I'm going to play. I recorded that pattern before I started this stream, and let's see here. It should look like. Hang on. You guys watching? Are you guys you into music production? What are you guys into? Let me see, MP4. What's this one? So, this is my day in, day out. Is it gonna play? Okay. Okay. Unearthed from Pressure, drum pattern 2. How do I get out of this one? Alright. Now I got it back in my brain. Cancel. Alright. like that. Let's see if I can. It's the first time I've tried that with music behind it. DC Kalen, am I pronouncing that right? Thank you for your kindness. A little kindness goes a long way in this world. Really does. I'm going to try this with my reference. It's probably like, 15 milliseconds of latency as opposed to 10. But see if I can even do it. Can't do it with the latency in the way, but who knows? I might be able to see if I can pull it off with no monitoring feedback. So I got to make sure that I'm in sound on sound recording mode, so I don't overwrite what I just tracked. Right? Okay, I am. So. Sometimes, like, it's weird. Sometimes I can do stuff right off the bat. And then if I think about it too much, I can't do it anymore. But, let's see. So, VST drum kit with horrible latency is on mute, so I'm just basically drumming on a table. And, okay, so now I unmute the drum kit VST. Well, they look different. Harder. Should be sounding like. It should be sounding like this. Let's see. Something like that. Better than that, but all right. Here we go. Going to play Okay. Unearthed from Pressure, drum pattern 2. See, I was adding a beat. Okay. Okay, there's some light at the end of the tunnel. A little bit late on that crash hit at the end. See how it sounds. It's auto-quantizing because I'm doing snare rolls, but it doesn't sound like snare rolls. Oh well, okay. Let me solo it. Those are snare rolls. They're being tracked as snare rolls. They don't sound like snare rolls. So what's the deal with that? I don't know. Sloppy snare rolls, I guess. I've tracked snare rolls before without this problem. Get a little breeze going through here. Oh God, mute the drum kit. One thing I might do is go into the instrument itself and bring the snare up a little bit. I don't know. The kick could come up too. Let's give this a shot. Okay. Not exactly the part I planned, but dog shit. Ugh. And I'm clipping at 4 decibels. That's because of the metronome though. No, it's not just because of the metronome. Alright. What's going on here? Drumming, that's what's going on. Just sloppy drumming. Nothing else but that. Alright. Okay, I gotta turn the toms up. Turn up the volume on the whole kit. Up to like 75. And snare hit just disappears at the end there. Hey Mozart, thank you for your well wishes. I appreciate it. How are you? How's work? How's life? Good. Sounds like the stream is running low latency here. I got an answer within seconds. I wish that my DAW latency was comparatively as good as my YouTube stream latency. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to. I know. Well, oh, okay. No, but before I was having like real latency issues where people are answering right away, but it takes like 45 seconds. But I think I got that sorted out now, so now it's about like 3 seconds. But you can hear, like, I'm going to hit the kick drum pedal, and you can hear when I physically hit it through the microphone, and then you can hear the kick drum sample. So, or that. You hear the delay? And there's an issue there. I don't know what it is. All right. I'm going to try this. I more or less successfully tracked the first drum pattern, the first chord cycle, and I'm going to give this this next pattern, second chord, I'm going to give it one more shot. And then, it's a very frustrating thing. Give it one more shot and then end the stream, go have another coffee, and work on some other things that are important in life. But thanks for dropping by to say hello. It's always good to hear from you, brother. Okay, so the way I'm getting around this latency thing is these blips are all like MIDI hits from the drum kit, and I'm muting the drum kit instrument. And I'm not even using my, this is let's see. This is the part that I'm trying to do now. But even this reference has just a tiny bit of latency, and I'm just not developed enough to deal with it. So this is basically like drumming on the table. But for tracking, it seems to, I have a little bit more success with it. So that's what I'm going with for the time being. Gonna give it one more try. And I'm not going to erase it this time. I'm going to leave it for reference for when I come back. Hearts! Someone's giving me lots of hearts. Who's giving me all those hearts? Oh, man. The little things. Okay, here we go. Well, a little bit more of a running start than that. Start back there. One more time. Okay, that's about as good as I can hope for right now. Oh man, I hesitate to listen back to it, but it felt okay. I'll unmute the drum kit and terrible. I'm rushing it is what I'm doing. So just more practice, endless practice. Okay, I don't want this to go on too long. I'm just paying forward encouragement. So anyone else out there that's kind of feeling drag ass, get up, suck it up, keep going, next foot forward, it gets better, don't give up. Alright, Mozart, have a great day, sir, and keep in touch, man, don't be a stranger. Thanks for stopping by. And that's it. If I can find my stop stream button. Where is it? Is it? I'm having to look long distance here. There we go. Okay. God bless and keep everybody. Lean Bear from lovely scenic Paju City, South Korea. Over and out.